So if you want to design your tile,
Here's the pen.
yeah, why don't I use real pencil? Thank you very much.
Oh, I can watch the
So one of the ways, if you want a repeating tile, this is actually how I did it. And I'll hold this up for you. I drew 4 tiles and then I made my design. So that's 4 tiles. I made a very, very simple design. And then I'll make, out of sticky back foam, I'll make 1/4 of that. So that now I know how it will repeat. And shout out any questions if you have any. So, I'm going to do the mini version. You have 2 good-sized pieces of sticky back foam, and so they both, color doesn't matter, they both, you peel off the sticky on the back, coincidentally.
It's name.
Can you use hole punchers on those?
Yes,
Stuff?
you can absolutely use hole punchers. You can use all those fancy scissors. You know, and see, it just cuts like a dream. So, you can cut it any way you want. You can, and so once you cut it, so you know, basically what I do is I draw it and then I just freeform cut it, just to give me the idea. And then you just place it wherever you want.
So you cut up one piece of foam and stick it to the other piece of foam?
Exactly right. Exactly right. And the reason you want the contrasting colors is so you can see what you're doing. But other than that, it doesn't make any difference. And these work with stamp pads too. Perfectly great with stamp pads. And I'm putting them on a second piece of sticky back foam, but you could put them on this, I think. Oh, that's fine. You could put them on cardboard or whatever. Put them on anything. So you make your little, let me do one more little piece. Yes, thank you. I think Paula's helping me today. That's my friend Paula, but I think next time I'm going to have you help me.
Can I ask you something about the paint sticks? Do you have to spray it to make it permanent? Do they?
Darn good question. And I'm right at that point. So the first step you're going to do back at your tables is create your tile, or it can be anything. It could be anything. And I think the size you have is, you can do at least that big. So this is the sort of tricky part. You're going to come over here and you're going to get one of these. You're going to figure out how the straight edge, straight edge razor blades. Whoa. Yeah, she's got to help us.
Yeah, she really did understand that though immediately. She was like,
So there's these Shiva Paintstiks are from Cedar Canyon, and they're covered. You know when you drink hot milk chocolate, and the little thing on the top, the skin. They've got a skin on them. So what I'm doing with a razor blade, and I'm cutting the skin off. And usually, if I was home, I'd use an X-Acto blade. I mean, this works just fine. And for this type, we want to cut the skin off just the long side. So normally when you use the paint sticks, you use this.
Yeah.
But for rubbing, we want to use the long side. So I'm imagining that you'll come up, you'll get 1 or 2 colors, you'll do some rubbing, then you'll bring the color back so somebody else can use it. Because we have enough, but the idea is you want to use a bunch of colors. So I've got my brown ready. Let's do, what color should I mix with my brown? I need 3 colors. What do you think? I'm going to use green. Choose my 3rd color for me.
Jane. We're not
Jane. Now, what a shock.
Jane.
Yeah.
You want to hand me those blades and I'll take them out?
Yeah. And once you've taken the skin off the side, then the person who uses it next won't have to. It's not something you have to do every time. And I didn't do it before you came because
You have to show us.
it reforms in, that's it. I have to show you.
Oh, it reforms. The skin reforms.
Yeah, after a bit. But this way too, now you'll know how to use them. So let's start with the pink. Okay, so here's what I do. I have the tape up here. What I did when I first did this is I stuck it to my table and I realized I couldn't get it off my table. So here, this happens to be on a piece of cardboard, but you can tape it down. And there's, well, that's,
Take a picture.
no, not at all.
I remember this.
Sure. So, tape it to the table, and then you put your cloth over it. And this is,
I get it. All you have to do is knock over.
That's right.
Okay, demo done.
How old are you?
6. Wow.
My grandson is 360.
But it goes down the hill.
Are you in? Oh yes. Are you in kindergarten? First grade. So you really did learn everything you needed to know.
so then you rub over it, and you don't want it perfect. And you want to mix up the colors. You want to blend them a little bit, because what I'm after, I mentioned that trip to Italy, I want sort of that aged, I like that idea of the aged look. And then I move it over, and I'm not real, I'm going to sort of try to make the registration. Want it to, and you can just feel it.
The pink is pretty with it, isn't it?
The pink is pretty with it. Yeah, it's a nice pop. Yeah. And I did, I recently did a quilt based on the trip, and it has some of the Italian architecture, one of the columns that I was particularly fond of, and I made something like this, and it's a line on the bottom of the quilt.
I just got back from Italy. I have all these pictures. Now I know what to do with them.
You do.
I was going to do Floras of Florence.
Oh, see, yeah, I'm doing Venice.
Keep having these ideas what to do.
Well, there's a lot. The sticky back foam is really good, and like I said, just to repeat, you can use it.
That's